The art of seduction, spotting and neutralizing tactics. Seduction, as Robert Greene frames it, is not everyday life, it's theater. It heightens reality, exploits what people feel they lack, and keeps them thinking about you when you're not there. This article translates those ideas into plain language, shows how the tactics work. Psychologically, and, crucially, gives you concrete ways to spot and neutralize them. Core principle: seduction exploits a lack. The wound. In classic lore, Eros wounds with an arrow. In practice, a seducer surfaces, or creates, a feeling of lack, insecurity, loneliness, boredom, and positions themselves as the cure. Crystallization. Your imagination coats a few striking traits with layers of fantasy, Stendhal's metaphor. Once that happens, reality gets edited to fit the story in your head. Defense. Name your lack. Write it down, for example, I'm bored/lonely/undervalidated. When you can name it, you're far harder to bait with it. 1. Choose the right victim. How it works. Predatory seducers scan for revealed wounds, recent breakup, low self-worth, family rifts, career stagnation. They promise to complete what you feel is missing. Red flags. Love bombing tailored perfectly to your fresh wound. Rapid, we talk, we belong, we're the same, I just get you, within days. Counter moves. Slow, the tempo, time is truth. Keep support systems active, friends, routines, therapy. Predators avoid steady crowds. 1. Hijacking imagination and social media. How it works. Mixed imagery and curated profiles, dog with gentleness, suit with power, seed of fantasy. The goal, you think about them when they're absent. Red flags. Symbolic photos engineered to hit common archetypes, a rescuer, rebel, saint. Vibes that don't match real-life behavior. Counter moves. Ask yourself, what story am I projecting onto 3 data points? Verify in the real world. Consistency across settings, stress, and time. 1. The friend first, false security. How it works. Feigned friendship lowers vigilance. Once trust is built, sexual/romantic cues are injected, creating confusion and attachment. Why seduction needs taboo? If a seduction were nothing more than chocolates, roses, and predictable gestures, it would lack vitality. We are wired to seek contrasts, pleasure mixed with tension, attraction infused with danger. The forbidden excites us precisely because it feels off limits. This explains the global success of 50 Shades of Grey. On the surface, millions of women living ordinary lives, raising children, practicing yoga, maintaining stable careers, were drawn to a story that pushed boundaries of sexual taboo. The narrative wasn't simply about explicit intimacy, it was about the interplay of danger and romance, dominance and vulnerability. The role of danger in desire. Seduction always contains a trace of danger, not necessarily life. Threatening but emotionally risky. To be seduced is to feel that you could lose something precious, control, certainty, or emotional stability. That risk is what makes the experience meaningful. Greene calls this the spice of danger. It's why societies that become overly rigid, moralistic, or prudish secretly generate countercultures. Obsessed with taboo. When people feel wound too tightly by rules and political correctness, they unconsciously yearn for release through the forbidden. Seduction offers that release. Pleasure and pain, the emotional hook. Pleasure. If everything in a relationship is smooth and endlessly pleasant, it becomes emotionally flat. Pain. When a seduction introduces moments of uncertainty, withdrawal, or even emotional discomfort, the intensity deepens. It's the same paradox found in the human body. The orgasm itself is a blend of ecstasy and near pain. The French call it la petite mort, the little death, because of this sense of overwhelming intensity. Similarly, seduction mimics this rhythm. Moments of closeness followed by withdrawal, desire inflamed by uncertainty. The chase. Why distance creates desire. Another timeless principle is the importance of pursuit. If someone is constantly available, desire fades. But if a seducer steps back, creating space after showing interest, the dynamic reverses. The pursued becomes the pursuer. This is why traditional seduction always emphasized a balance of signals. A glance, a smile, a delayed response, small gestures invite the other to move closer. Modern dating often loses this subtlety, mistaking availability for sincerity. Yet, psychologically, the chase is not superficial. It taps into deep evolutionary patterns. Humans desire what they must strive for. The archetypes of seduction. Green's framework identifies 9 seducer types, each exploiting different psychological vulnerabilities. The siren radiates primal sexual allure like Cleopatra or Marilyn Monroe. The rake, the male counterpart, endlessly passionate about women, irresistible through confidence and charm. The ideal lover fulfills deep romantic fantasies as Casanova did. The dandy mixes gender qualities, embodying mystery and androgyny. The natural, childlike, spontaneous, innocent yet captivating. The coquette, masters of withholding, provoking pursuit. The charmer wins not with sex, but with social finesse and attention. The charismatic radiates inner light, often shaped by childhood wounds and a desperate need for love. The star projects an aura of mystery, allowing others to project fantasies onto them. Each archetype illustrates that seduction is not about looks alone, but about psychology, self-presentation, and the ability to awaken desire through contrast. Why seduction still matters today. Though culture has changed, the psychology of seduction has not. Humans remain fascinated by what they cannot easily have, by what feels slightly dangerous, by what awakens both desire and uncertainty. Modern society often tries to sanitize romance, making it efficient and risk-free. But true attraction requires tension, polarity, and mystery. The forbidden is not simply a social label, it is a psychological necessity. Seduction gives people a release from rigid control and reintroduces the spice of unpredictability into life.